Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another podcast that no one listens to. It's the Overbite podcast, the ByteBack podcast with me, Majestic Snare. And I'm joined by someone you might know.
Who's this?
Well, it's you dumb idiot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, I completely underplayed that climax. But yeah, we are here for the Overbite podcast with up-to-date news and topics of discussion that we've just researched.
I didn't realise me being your co-podcaster is that exciting, but climax away, my friend.
I'll save that till after the podcast. That'll be fun. So if we haven't switched you off already, thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and share this beautiful podcast with your friends, because let's be honest, if we did that at the end, you probably wouldn't hear it. So yeah. And there's the christening of the podcast. Well done you.
What soft drink do you have today, sir?
I have something very unusual. So at the weekend, I went to a well-known wholesaler who sells basically out-of-date goods that you can still eat and drink. So I'm on the I'm on a ginger and lemongrass herbal blend theanine drink, and wait for the name. It's called Tranquini.
Sounds like a sex act.
It's natural flavors inspired by the tranquility of the Austrian Alps. A new drink made with green tea extract and herb extracts to help you relax and refocus.
And it doesn't sell unless it's almost out of date and in a bargain bin.
No, not almost out of date. It is out of date, but you can still eat it and drink it. It expired on the 23rd of March 2019.
Sorry, you're eating it. That doesn't sound like you should be touching that, mate.
No, it's a really good... I don't mind giving them a plug because it's actually good value stuff. Rogers Wholesale, it's called.
I went to sort of the French one, where there was just like tons of stuff for virtually no money, and you just buy lots of shit you don't need.
Yeah, we spent about 40 quid, but we did pick up a lot of good stuff. Basically drinks, dried pasta, snacks, biscuits, like Nutri-Grain bars. That's another one. They're absolutely fine. But it's all food that's still edible, but it's past the best before date.
Good for alcohol and sauces as well, I should imagine.
I don't remember seeing any alcohol. I did pick up some alcohol-free little stubby can things. That's quite nice. But no alcohol in that, so you wouldn't be interested.
The French one is clearly superior then.
Oh yeah, they don't mind about that. But also there's what else do we pick up? Picked up some Snacks Tuck biscuits. They're nice.
They are nice, you're right.
I got an entire pallet box of them, so that's 12 packs of 12-pack boxes, and each pack's got like 6 biscuits in it for 3 quid.
Is it the filled ones?
No.
Oh, I'm missing out. They're tucked with the cheese fake fondant shit in between.
Well, they are nicely, but let's be honest, they probably would go off a lot quicker.
I don't know. That stuff is probably would last for centuries. That would be around where the cockroaches have taken power and will be living off the stuff. That and Twinkies.
Well, yeah, no one will make any Twinkies. This isn't Zombieland, so the search for the Twinkie. So yeah, it's been quite an interesting weekend of just eating shite that I really shouldn't be eating. But I have a lot of Tuck biscuits to get through, so yeah.
You're set, basically.
Yeah, so
with your out-of-date lemongrass drink and your Tuck biscuits, it's the breakfast of champions.
It is, mate. It is. We've got some naked noodle pots as well. I've got shit tons of those to eat too.
Oh, they're not bad. I've had those.
But yeah, so that's my weekend. What about you? What did you get up to, eh?
I drank, had a Chinese, and played the Outer Worlds a lot.
Yeah, so we won't go into the Outer Worlds on this podcast because we'll be doing a review on it soon enough. So,
spoiler, it's good.
Well, now they won't watch it in about a month's time.
They might watch the first 30 minutes for the skit. 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Well, maybe, but we need those to make up a Christmas video, don't we? So,
yes, it's investing in our future video providence.
So just to make it clear to the audience, we combine all of our skits on reviews through the year and then we combine them together in a little Christmas video to say thank you to everyone. To be honest, we are actually at an all-time high sub count at the moment. It's taken about
You'll jinx it.
no, but we've spent the last 18 months getting back to where we were after the purge and YouTube of inactive accounts, and we are kind of up to 761, I think.
Nice.
So all of you people that don't watch our videos, hello, how you doing? Good, nice to hear.
They won't be watching to hear that.
That's the sarcasm in my voice. I should have given that away. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about today, Lee? What do you want to talk about first? Come on, hit me.
There's not a whole bunch happening, but I think the most newsworthy item on the list is EA is going back to Steam.
Yeah, I did see that, which is an interesting point. Does that mean they're going to get rid of Origin?
No, I think they're running it concurrently like they do with Uplay. Okay. Obviously not EA in that sense.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it really makes much difference because, to be honest, they're weakening their position, aren't they, in terms of Epic Store's done their exclusives and you can only buy stuff from them for a time in some cases, and Uplay is trying to do their Uplay Plus. So, yeah, you can go fuck themselves, really. I don't care what they do.
Well, I don't know. I'm still looking forward to Jedi Fallen Order Star Wars. That was out of order. Bah.
Yeah, that's a potential, but I'm not fussed by anything that EA puts out now. I'm really not.
But you can actually pre-order that on Steam right now if you want to.
Yeah, well, they've just kicked off their Halloween sale today as well. So check for Steam discounts on games you've been wanting to buy for some time.
Yes, I picked up the very scary PC building simulator.
Let me know how that is, because I do like my simulation games.
It's quite good. I thought it would just be like fucking around with parts, but there's actually like a career mode in it where you repair PCs.
Well, I did a let's play on that like cooking simulator, which I found quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, I did buy that on the back of that, and the chopping pissed me off something chronic.
You can get a few perks to make it easier, but to be honest, it's more like if you don't do your prep, then you're going to fail quite miserably. And I haven't quite worked out how long I can keep stuff. So I'll make a huge vat of soup, and then I'll keep that to one side and just make a bowl and throw it in the dumbwaiter. But quite often it's overcooked.
It should change colour, surely. It's green.
The colour is a bit screwed up on that for that purpose. So that's pretty fair. So the PC building simulator is. I do love good and well made simulation games, but I mean, going back to the EA thing, I'm not happy with EA's output recently, and it's becoming just all they sell is franchises. And if a franchise doesn't do well, they just move on. And that kind of, I mean, I was speaking to a friend at work who has just bought the latest Call of Duty. And it's like, well, they just want to play the single player game. They don't want to play with anyone. They just want to have a game to sort of jump on and play. And I'm like, that's still a thing. People still want that, and EA doesn't want them to do that. And I hope that they have a crisis of confidence and just realise, that single player games are. I mean, the Star Wars one is supposed to be this, isn't it? But a bit more of a single player adventure. But the EA could be a company that does so much good in the gaming industry because they have the capital to do it, and they just want to screw people for money.
Well, didn't they? Wasn't it the last Call of Duty where they actually took out the campaign? It was just multiplayer.
Yeah, and it didn't go down very well at all.
Well, clearly not, because it's back.
Well, they have to update and review what they're doing. Now, I've met all four people taking their time and doing games really well, and trying things that are new and trying things that are interesting. But I don't appreciate when it's just done on a purely economic reasoning, because if you just do it on the money terms, then you're not doing art anymore. You're literally trying to provide a service that nobody wants.
Yeah, I think when you get to the size of an Ubisoft or an EA, I think because you've got so many staff, so many facilities, so much already invested in the infrastructure and the IPs that you already have, it does become more about making money and less about the artistry just through necessity.
Well, yeah, you have to make money to like keep your company going. I get that, but as it's been seen time and time again, there are companies that don't need all of that overhead and still do a fantastic job. They're all about guaranteeing the return rather than making money because they have investors. It's as simple as that. I mean, you look at
Like,
companies like Obsidian that just brought out Outer Worlds. They've just made a good game and sold it. To quote Jim Sterling.
I was about to say you're directly quoting Jim Sterling now.
Yeah, but it's a very valid point. They've made a product and they're selling it, and it's a good product, and therefore it deserves the sort of accreditation that people are going to give to it. But
they didn't sell it to me. I'm playing on Xbox Game Pass.
But someone has still paid for that. Xbox has paid for it.
Microsoft have, yeah.
So I've got nothing against people making money in the video game industry, but what I don't want it to be is become money first, game second. It should be the other way around. It should be almost like when somebody buys a lottery ticket and then wins the lottery. It's not a case of that they're guaranteed a win just because they bought a ticket.
Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But speaking of in that same vein, I obviously text or WhatsApped you this piece of news. We did touch on it before on the last podcast about Watch Dogs Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another instance where I think potentially they've learnt from their past mistakes and they're delaying the release of Watch Dogs Legion to make sure that the main game mechanic in the entire proposition actually works properly where you can play as anyone.
See, I don't believe that for a second. I think after the Ghost Recon debacle, they're frantically pulling out all of their in-game shop bollocks.
Well, that can't be difficult to do, Lee, though, can it? I mean, it's an add-on to start with. Just take it out.
Well, yeah, you say that, but they seem to push it quite heavily, especially in Ghost Recon.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get involved in Ghost Recon, but I've heard from Layman Gaming when they did a little thing on how monetized it was. It's probably the most monetized thing that they've ever seen. And,
yeah, skill points and everything, and they try to justify it saying, "Oh, skill points shouldn't have been in there yet. That was supposed to come in later, so new players could level up and play with the guys that have been playing it for ages." Which is shit anyway. Why would you want to level up quickly and skip the campaign part of the game? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, when you are paying to not play, that's just starting to get a bit obscene, isn't it? Oh, fuck them. But at the end of the day, if they want to give us free stuff to review, I'm not going to say no to that. So you've heard it here. If Uplay wants to give us some free stuff to review, I don't know, like Watch Dogs Legion, then don't bother because I've already bought the special dish. So,
and I don't want it.
Yeah, we get free stuff. I mean, actually, these days, talking of which, we've actually had quite a few offers from little indie developers to do like reviews and free Steam keys and stuff like that. And unfortunately, a lot of the games that I'm not going to make us do a free. I think we've done one actually.
Yeah, it was the
game book thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fighting Fantasy.
Yeah. Because I love the fucking product, but a lot of them are kind of indie developers, and the games are not that great. And to be honest, if people want to send us stuff to do, or consider us for like a review or anything like that, then by all means. But it doesn't guarantee that we'll do it for you.
No, I mean at the end of the day, we get together like once a month and a half currently, to have a shoot day. We do one review, a few other videos to keep us going through the month. And then we fill as well with videos that we do independently. So our reviews are basically our big videos. They're not actually our most popular, but they're the ones that definitely take the most time and effort to do. So we have to be very selective about the ones that we actually put in for that. So it's all very well to send us a key for a £1.50 game that's not very good, but how many people are going to watch a review about that?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, reviews actually are consistently higher viewed videos on our channel. Obviously, we get the occasional lucky break, but I mean, for example, the Noita review that I did has had over 1,000 views. and it was because it was current and actually a very interesting deep game. It was more to the meets the eye. So I'm very happy that's done quite well. But reviews generally just do better.
Yeah, I mean they do probably about 10 times better normally.
Yeah, it's because that's what people want to see. They want to come to YouTube and find out stuff rather than listen to two old farts talk about bollocks.
You're eating your microphone.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
No, I think also the appeal of our comedy stylings also brings them in.
Really?
I'm reaching, I know, but it does build my ego.
Yeah, that's not what we should be building. We should be building the YouTube audience and community, not your fucking ego.
Well, they go hand in hand.
Well, no, you can't make yours any bigger, so it's difficult.
I mean, you look at some of the biggest YouTubers out there, they're egotistical pricks.
That's right, they are, but they're also successful.
Yes, it's that magical factor. I'm an egotistical prick. I just need to work out how to make it work for me.
I mean, to be honest, I'm quite glad we didn't get too successful because Ranton actually had a bit of a half breakdown when he actually got famous or internet famous.
Well, Ranton puts a lot more care and attention into his videos than we do.
He does. He's become too big to talk to little people like us now.
Yes, we were friends of the channel back in the day.
We're still friends of the channel. He just doesn't want to be friends back.
I may have to stop paying him on Patreon.
But yeah, I mean, I think the channel's kind of okay at the moment. We are obviously going to be doing some reviews as the time goes on. And talking of like games to review, it's been an absolute barren wasteland last month or so, hasn't it? And it's that time of year, but Jesus Christ, there's almost nothing to get your teeth sunk into.
I don't know. There's been a few come out. I mean, I think the ones that interest us most, we are actually already sort of reviewing next or the one after.
Mm.
But yeah, a lot of stuff got pushed back, so that doesn't help either.
But do you think that's actually a result of the backlashes that some stupid studios have actually caused?
So no, I don't think so. I think
like you were mentioning about Uplay and like pulling stuff out of like Ghost Recon and shit like that.
Yeah, but when you look at some of the games that have been pushed back, they've been pushed back for quality reasons rather than, oh shit, there's a backlash against fucking in-game purchases. Let's whip those out of there before we get crucified. So some of the games wouldn't have suffered from that problem. So it's a nice sign to see that they are just pulling it for quality purposes rather than just a knee-jerk reaction to say, we don't want to get shat on.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I think games like No Man's Sky a few years ago, that coming out and actually being an absolute whitewash of nothing promised as actually in the game at the time of launch. And that whole situation has probably coloured the approaches of publishers to say, look, we can't get away with this anymore because people will...
To be fair, that wasn't a quality issue. That was a case of being lied to and having something overhyped by a very large Japanese company.
Japanese company?
Sony.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I didn't make the connection there. I was like, what? It's Hello Games? So what?
Yeah, they got a big cash bundle from Sony for being console exclusive to them, I believe.
Yeah, probably. But then again, we've got Epic now, so it's different. But I think a lot of companies are now being more cautious. That's all. I think they're being more cautious. I mean that shows in the long-term view of companies like that. When we just saw a quick story earlier about Sony keeping their IP alive by registering trademarks for the PS6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10.
Which we both agree they'll never get to. They'll call it something else before it gets that high in numbers.
I don't know. The PS brand is strong as fuck, though.
No, but it'd be like PSX or PS0.
No, they're very straightforward numbers. I can't see them changing the formula. I really can't. And the problem you had was the Xbox became the Xbox 360, and then you've already jumped 359 numbers. So you should have called it the Xbox 2, and then the Xbox 3.
No, they called it the Xbox One instead.
Exactly. They've gone done and fucked themselves. But Sony is, all they've got to do is add a new number on. That's fine.
I bet the new one is the new Xbox.
No, it would be the Xbox One XL Super.
I love the way Atari used to do it, naming it after jungle cats. That was quite cool.
Oh yeah, Jaguar, Lynx.
Yeah, they were going to do, I think, a leopard at one point, but it became something else.
Yeah, bankruptcy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I saw a book today actually in Waterstones. It was The Art of Atari.
The art of Atari.
Quite a good thing. But yeah. So I think with stuff that's going on in that realm of games being delayed, the problem that you got is that Christmas is a massive time, and those games should be coming out, kind of a big style at that point. So.
Yeah, I'm relatively surprised that Call of Duty actually released as early as it did. You think they'd like sort of leave it till like mid-November, sort of really sort of cash in on the Christmas thing rather than sort of mid-October.
It's not mid-October though, is it?
Sorry, late October then.
So which is kind of November.
Because it's kind of like far enough ahead of Christmas to like justify a purchase without it sort of forming parts of Christmas lists. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But most people, I mean, parents and stuff will be asking their kids what they want for Christmas. They want to do their kind of Christmas shopping now. So
that's what my dad is going to ask me for Christmas.
There we go. So it's that kind of time of year where that purchase is going to start to become an issue. So they don't want to leave it too late, otherwise they just miss the rush.
Well, I'm not paying 60 quid out on a fucking game for him prior to Christmas. Trust me on that shit.
Well, yeah. But you have a very strange kind of setup with Christmas presents. You just have a list of games and that's it.
No. Well, for him, I know I basically buy Call of Duty every year, like in a couple of others. I don't know about this year though; it's a bit tighter this year, so we'll see how we go. But for him, he just like says, "Well, you know what you want, son. So here's my debit card number. Here's an amount of money to spend. Get it sent to me, and then you can have it on Christmas." I'm like, "Okay, that works for me."
That's so bizarre. So you actually know what you're going to get anyway.
No, there's like other stuff I get as well, but like the main stuff, I know what I'm getting. Yeah,
Hookers and Coke.
yeah, they don't
deliver.
Well, I was going to say accept his credit card anymore.
Yeah, he's maxed
stung in the past.
Oh, my phone beeped. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, heard it.
It just shows I'm popular. That's all.
Amateur.
Being told my dinner's ready. That's actually good timing. So. But yeah, so what other news is out there that you would like to share with the masses?
Well, Death Stranding, our favourite game.
Oh God, everyone hates it, don't they? That video we did.
Well, yeah, but as I've said to you, a lot of the defense of it is based on his previous work and not on this game. So
Death Stranding is what we're talking about. So.
Oh yes.
Now so, I still maintain that looks like a boring game, and I want to be proved wrong, but I just can't see it.
It does. It's like when some of the features that you're putting sort of to the forefront of the public media is pissing mushrooms and Norman Reedus pulling faces in the mirror and an unrealistic backpack. I'm just kind of like,
I mean, I get the escapism thing, and I'm always a big fan of the immersion stuff, but if you're just doing busy work for no busy work sense, it doesn't seem the reason to spend $60.
No, I mean, we will probably both get it. And as I've said before, if it is a good game, we will review it as such. It doesn't look like it though. From what I've seen, even some of the more action-packed bits, I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like fun. That's as simple as it goes. It doesn't look like fun. Games should be fucking fun.
Anyway, the reason I bring that up is it is confirmed as coming to PC in 2020.
Yeah, well, no one will care by then, unless it reinvents itself or reinvents the fucking industry, and it's like Kojima is a god. But this is his first outing on his own, isn't it? So we'll see.
No, I'm not sure if it's at least with less studio interference. I think he may have done like earlier games by himself without Konami's sort of oversight.
Yeah, but like you said in the video, it might just be a case of he should have had that restriction.
Well, it's like the Star Wars problem. It's like if you read what George Lucas was originally his original concepts of Star Wars and some of the characters in it, you're just like, thank God for the studio saying no.
Well, Star Wars has, as a franchise, just lost its 2 lead writers, I think, or 2 big writers,
Yep,
because they want to go and do Netflix.
And take a look at the Star Wars universe. What the fuck are they doing?
Well, they're just retelling the same story again, but with new characters to keep it alive. That's all they're doing. It's well, I'll enjoy the next film, but only because it's a film to watch. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I do like Star Wars, but I've never been a fanatic about Star Wars.
I love Star Wars, but there's only 3 movies in the franchise as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you've gone purist. Are you talking about Jar Jar Binks ones? Yeah.
No. What really hurts is I was talking to a mate and he's like, well, yeah, but my kid, he's like 1, 2, and 3 first ones he saw and he thinks they're fucking brilliant. I'm like, oh my God, kill it immediately.
You mean the film's clearly not his child?
No, his child. We need that removed from the gene pool immediately.
Oh, you went all fucking Tim from Spaced on him, did you?
Tim from what?
Tim from Spaced.
I haven't seen Spaced in ages.
The whole thing when someone comes in and asks for the Phantom Menace, and he just starts crying and screaming at the young child that wants to spend his pocket money. Do you not remember that scene?
No, I don't. I remember someone getting shot in the face with a paintball gun.
Yeah, that was in the nuts. But he, in that particular scene, it's like, or running through the actual series, it's like someone mentions like George Lucas, and he's like, don't mention that to Tim, he's got unfinished business. It's all about Phantom Menace being shite.
Well, Phantom Menace was shite. It's probably the second best of the prequels, though. The Clone Attack or Clone Wars. Well, I can't remember what it's fucking called. Attack of the Clones. There we go.
Yeah.
That was easily the worst because it concentrated more on Anakin's burgeoning relationship with Padme.
Well, the bit I didn't like the most, the bit I'd really found difficult to kind of get on board with was how Anakin went from I'm in love and I love this woman to I'm going to kill children in the space of about 10 minutes. Real time, not even like a cut. Oh, it's 6 months later. 10 minutes is all it took.
Dude, you can't call them children. They're obviously younglings.
I don't give a shit what they're called. They're dead now.
Yes, we're all dead after seeing that.
Inside. But it was just like, he's supposed to be, you're supposed to be the chosen one and stuff. But he was just such a fucking idiot. He was like he was suddenly on meth. Like someone that drugged him with meth and then just seen what he was going to do. And then Obi-Wan's like, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to have to cut your arms off.
I don't think he couched it in such immediate terms.
It's like, I've got the high ground. I'm going to cut your fucking arms off. He jumps. Yeah. Right, because you've been so insolent, I'll cut your legs off as well. Leave you there to rot and fucking burn. It's like, well, fucking 20 minutes ago, he was kissing a woman and saying how much he loved her. And now he's just disappeared and just killed all the younglings. They're just stupid. It was absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and also let's ignore the fact that it's pretty much, I have the high ground, you can't get me, except he killed Darth Maul that way.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And just an interesting bit of personal trivia. I think it was about a week after I'd seen that particular film, and I went to McDonald's, and don't worry, it's going somewhere. And then I got my receipt to go and pick up my order, and it was order 66. And I was like, ha ha ha, and posted a picture on Facebook. Very funny. I was so funny that time.
You were just lucky.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about Star Wars anymore. It's just until the game comes out, I'm not really going to be bothered. And the film will be coming out, and they'll probably try and get. When is that game coming out anyway? Is it next year?
I will check. I have it right here on Steam, so I can see.
But yeah, I think they'll probably try and tie it in or go on the back of one or the other.
15th of November, 2 weeks.
Oh, it's actually coming up soon. Well, I suppose that makes sense because the film's out in December the 12th, I think.
Wonky donkey, it's 55 quid on Steam.
55 quid.
That's a lot of Spondulix.
It is for a company that's probably going to skank you.
Yeah, it's something I want, though. I might put that on my Christmas list instead of Avengers.
I might give Avengers a go, to be fair. I might give it a go. It like I said last time, it kind of Avengers feels like it's finished to me. But I did watch Spider-Man the other day.
So did
Far
I.
From Home.
Not as good as Homecoming, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a bit too. I don't know. I liked Mysterio as a character, but it wasn't a climax. There was no threat there, was there?
Well, apart from all of the Jones shooting at him.
But yeah, but that was it. Like there was nothing like supernatural. There was nothing like sinister. It was just about a pair of fucking glasses. It's just.
Yeah. Spoilers, possibly.
No, it's not spoilers. Come on. It's not spoilers. And nobody's going to get this far in the podcast anyway, so we can say what we like.
Bungle will. Bungle always does. Hello, Bungle.
Hello, Bungle. Well, fuck you if you haven't watched it yet. That was to Bungle, not the other 3 people that might watch this.
No, he hasn't watched it yet because he's not been round, so he's probably well behind on movies.
Fair enough. But, I mean, I enjoyed the film, but it wasn't... I think I would have preferred a bit more... I don't know, a bit more Spider-Man in it.
I was thinking the other day, it's like, I really hate the fact they keep changing his suit. I love the Homecoming suit. That is the best Spider-Man suit they've ever done.
Yeah.
And that's like, he's got a black one and now a navy and red one, and, his metal spider job one.
He's got a couple of different ones, but I think it would be a shame if, because I think they've sorted maybe some things out now, but to not have Tom Holland doing another Spider-Man is a bit of a crime.
Well, yeah, they've sorted it out, so he will be. In fact, he would have been. It's just the rights would have reverted to Sony, but he would have remained under contract, apparently.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So he would have made movies just under the Sony banner and whatever they were doing.
Yeah, but I just hope they sort it out for the next film, because that one was a bit of an underwhelming Spider-Man, if I'm honest.
That was okay at his moments.
Yeah, it's just not as good as it could be.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I would have preferred if he was like more like the comics counterpart and not a disgruntled ex-employee that was just after a pair of glasses and had a team working for him.
Yeah, well, now you've done spoilers.
Yeah, a little bit. You may have to do something about that.
Nah, fuck it. I'll leave it in.
Yeah, whatever. If you haven't seen it, your loss.
Yep.
Or one of you. Bungle, you can watch it next time you're around and I'll make it.
Well, we have been speaking about the film for some time, so hopefully people would have gone, no. But yeah, so I think with I was going to say something really insightful then.
Yeah, right.
But it's for me, like the whole kind of feeling I had from watching that film was a little bit like the Dark Phoenix, where it was like,
oh no, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't as bad, but I felt a little bit like the Dark Phoenix was a 2 out of 10, and Spider-Man was like maybe a 6. Just I wanted them to both be good films because I wanted to watch them, but
I don't know. I would have given Dark Phoenix maybe 3 or 4, purely based on the train fight scene, which is pretty much the only part of the movie I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, and obviously the death of a main character that should have been put out to pasture a long time ago.
I've even forgotten who that is, but never mind.
It's the one that didn't want to be in a contract anymore.
No, I've forgotten the film so much already. I don't even care. But it was the end of like the franchise stuff, and I was like, oh, whatever. It's not a way to send off anything. It's just a pile of shite. In terms of Spider-Man, I just wish there was a bigger threat to him directly. It's, for me, Spider-Man getting out of tight like scrapes is great, but he does that very little in that film. It's all about like introspection and like
Rad.
and what's his kind of his worth and stuff. And it's just like, come on, like he should be up against it, not just having a little thought battle with himself. He's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm more hyped for like the next Spider-Man game than I am for the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I am as well, actually, I think. Well, the insightful thing I was going to say wasn't that insightful, remembering it back now. But the after credit scene left a bit like, well, where you going to fucking go from there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that I knew about the after credit scene before I saw it, and like when the sort of contract thing sort of happened, it was like, well, you're kind of fucked now, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how they can. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they try and get around that, but like that's a thing that you can't really have going on in Spider-Man, really, can you?
No, they've done it before, but in the comic books, like during the original Civil War event, he sort of unmasked himself and said, "I'm Peter Parker. I've been Spider-Man for 12 years." Blah 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 blah, whatever. And then obviously he decided he was actually not going to side with Tony Stark anymore because it's wrong, and sided with Steve Rogers' team. But his identity was out there, so Aunt May ends up getting, I can't remember if she was killed or just really seriously injured. And he actually goes to Mephisto and says, "Look, I want to not be known by the public anymore and save Aunt May and all this." And he's like, "Okay, but you need to like not have married Mary Jane." And that was the infamous storyline where the devil broke up his marriage, also known as Marvel president at the time, I think Joe Quesada. There you go. Yeah, so Mephisto broke up Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Huh.
Well done in unveiling that spoiler as well.
Dude, that comic's like fucking 10 years old or something.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so so any other gaming news we need to talk about? Because I feel like we're going off on the general entertainment route.
Well, we normally do. I thought it was that time of the day. Okay.
So how we get to a closure point. Oh, is there any other gaming stuff we wanted to mention?
Well, Ubisoft apparently is going to fix Ghost Recon Breakpoint at some point. It says a more radical and immersive version of the game is coming.
No one cares. Like, no one cares.
No, by the time they've sorted it out, most people will not be playing it anymore.
No, I've got a lot of friends that are in that kind of that rut at the moment of they like playing like the first person shooters and the tactical shooters and like Rainbow Six Siege and games like Ghost Recon and stuff, but they're in this kind of place where they're just fed up with all the toxicity in those games, and they're just not enjoying them anymore.
No, to be fair, this is kind of pathetic. But like when I was sort of listening to the sort of viewpoints on Breakpoint, and they were like, "Oh, it's this and that and this," and then they're like, "Yeah, the combat is stupidly easy." I was like,
And that makes you feel good, does it?
That makes me think maybe I should get that.
Well, it probably is stupidly easy for someone who can play a game properly, but
I can't play a game properly. I got these short, stumpy fingers.
yeah, I'm actually on the hunt recently for some decent indie titles. I mean, I mentioned the Noita video that I did recently, but that kind of game caught someone's imagination because it's so much deeper than just it's a pixel platformer. They've actually got some thought that's gone into it. And I mentioned last time I picked up Factorio again.
Yeah.
And I want to find that it's like searching for your next fix as a druggie. I want to find that next kind of indie game that's got something to it. I'm fed up. I don't want the asset flip bollocks. I don't want simple like reimaginings of existing games. I want somebody doing something like Noita, like Undertale, like Factorio, something that's got something under the belt, under the bonnet, that's really worth your time and attention.
A few recommendations on this end. Dead by Daylight, that's pretty good.
But that sounds a little bit two-dimensional, or even one-dimensional.
Well, it's online in like one what you got one person as the killer. It's similar to the Friday the 13th game, but it's got some different mechanics in it, and there's more variety in like the killers. And you've got some original ones, and there's also some DLC ones like Ghostface is in it. The demo Gorgon from Stranger Things is in it.
That's good. Good
Stuff
touch.
like that. So yeah, it's interesting, and it's about 15 quid on Steam. So, but then again, you've got like serious amounts of DLC that are priced like around a fiver each. So
Well, if you like it, you like it. But I'm looking for that kind of, I don't know, 5 to 10 quid's worth of game range where it's somebody that's made something that's really good. It's just simply really good and really well thought out. Like for me, Noita is the latest one that's done that, where it's an interesting game. It's got some that roguelite type stuff going on that makes it replayable, and it's got a deep mechanic in all the substances and the secrets, and just what you can get up to in the game, and the way you can play it. So I like games like that. That's not a huge amount of investment of time, but you can if you want. So I'm looking for something like that. So anyone that wants to give us a comment down below that's still with us after fucking 40 minutes, anyone with us that can give us any recommendations, I'll be glad to look into them, and I'll be really appreciative of them coming in. So well done.
Yeah, I was just looking through my library and see if there's any there that fit the bill. Maybe YouTubers Life. That's quite good.
Yeah, we did a Let's Play of that, didn't we?
We did do a Let's Play on that. We can be more successful on that than we ever could in real life.
Well, that's because we eclipsed our subscriber count by just making one video. So
yeah. Apparently, the fashion channel has now been installed on it as well, so you can be a fashion channel.
Oh, no, that's not really what I care about. But yeah, I'll be doing. I mean, it's the Steam sales as well at the moment, as we mentioned earlier. So I'll have a little peruse and see if there's anything that catches my eye.
Yeah, I mean, I have the problem with the rather first world problem of like whenever a sale comes up, I'm like, got it, don't want it, got it. It's the same deal whenever like one of my friends tries to buy me something on Steam. It's like, dude, I can't find anything you haven't already fucking got. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I don't have any money.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm just looking at what's on sale. So Friday 13th is on. Oh, it refreshed. Prey, the new Prey's on there for $15. Why are you taking me to the fucking US? Never mind. $15 for that. Little Nightmares, you've got the Call of Cthulhu, $20.
Didn't like the look of that.
It seemed a bit
pixely.
No. It looked like from a storytelling standpoint, it's supposed to be quite good, but like the gameplay is a little bit like meh. No. Apparently, there's like a third. Shit, what is it called? The first one where you're Outlast. There's a third Outlast.
Oh god, no! I can't bear those games now. Not because they're
Yeah.
bad, but because they're fucking good jump scares and they fuck me up.
Oh, Dead by Daylight is actually down to $9.99 or $9.99.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. But at the moment, I just need to find something that can grab me away from games that I just fall back into, like Warframe and Factorio now. I want something else.
There's plenty of Let's Plays, so have a look at it, and if it tickles your pickle, then there you go.
Tickles your pickle.
Tickle your pickle.
Yeah, I think we're in a position at this point in the year with the sale that I don't really think it's always the good sale. I mean, you get some discounts, but the big sales at Christmas time or the summer sale, where it's a much bigger event and you get a lot more discounts, I think.
Yeah, I mean, also, obviously, the Halloween sale is catering quite a bit to horror games as well, or games that have a horror component to them. So if you don't like horror games, you're kind of like, you're out of luck.
Yeah, there's a big glut of those a couple of years ago, and they keep coming. But yeah. So, what's your game of choice at the moment then?
My game of choice at the moment, well, it's kind of between the Out of World and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm replaying that as the girl.
Oh, it's because you love Uplay so much.
No, but I do like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That is, it's just like they made a game for me.
Well, they did do a lot of things right in that game, to be fair, but I had such a fucking piss ass time with it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's because you bought it on the PlayStation, mate.
Yeah, I know it's my fault, but it turned me off from then. And I've been one of those people. I've played every single Assassin's Creed game to the end of every single one. I even went back and finished off Syndicate on the PS4, which I actually quite enjoyed, to be fair. But
The only one I've finished is 2 and Odyssey.
yeah, and I can't bring myself to do Odyssey. I really can't. It's going to be a tough play.
It's great, love it. I'm wandering around as Cassandra, shagging every single woman I met, pretty much, and most of the men as well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the next instalment of whatever they choose to do there. Because I don't know if they must be planning a new Assassin's Creed at some point.
Oh, of course they are, yeah.
But thankfully they're not going to a yearly cycle anymore, so that's good.
You probably know what is probably my most fondly remembered sort of Halloweenish game.
Go on.
I can't remember the name of it. It was the one that we both got on PlayStation, and you had costumes.
Halloween game.
Candy something or other. Oh God, no!
I don't know what you're going on about. I really don't.
Oh, it was a game where you and your sister, and one of you got kidnapped, outfits, and you were a robot, and you had like turn-based combat with the
Costume Quest.
Costume Quest. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I love
Costume.
That game.
Yeah, that was like the best Halloween game I've ever played because it actually was Halloween and not just a scary game.
Yeah, but it was quite a nice little turn-based combat thing as well because you turn into those like mega monster type things when you had a battle, didn't you?
Yeah, you had your
little kid in your crappy costume, but turned into a massive like Godzilla or something,
or a Statue of Liberty or a robot.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Good game. I never played the second one. Did you play the second one?
Yeah. It was pretty much a rinse and repeat, kind of, but it was just as good.
Just wander around bonking everything with my pumpkin-shaped candy basket.
It was just such a cutesy little game. Another game like that I do remember being quite fun and a bit puzzly was a game called Stacking. Did you ever play that?
I never played that. I want to say Simon Pegg was in.
I don't think he was. There was no voices in it at all.
It was like based on the Russian Matryoshka doll.
Yeah. So basically, you start off as a tiny guy, and then you could like jump into a bigger guy, and then you could jump into a bigger guy. So you could build up all of these. Like you get to being a huge guy and jumping about, but it was all about costumes and being able to let into certain places and solving puzzles, and it was just really nice, really cute.
You want to steady on with that jumping into bigger guys stuff, mate. You're going to get age restricted.
We already are. It's all right. But yeah, I think we'll probably just bring the podcast to a close unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about, mate.
No, I can't think of anything specific I want to talk about.
Good. But okay, well, if you are still listening to us, you have the patience of a saint. Thank you for sticking with us, and if you do like what you've heard here today, then drop us a like down below. Maybe you subscribe to the channel, does all good stuff for us, and just let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, and also, as it's 2 days away from Halloween.
Well, it is now.
It is at time of recording. It'll be after the event. Tell us your favorite spooky game in the comments down below.
Ooh.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Oh my God, they've got Five Nights at Freddy in VR.
Nope.
Nope. I agree.
But I mean, I haven't decided actually whether to put this one out tomorrow, because it's topical, isn't it? So it might actually be only a day out. And then
you just want extra time to film your video, don't you?
Yes, I do, because I don't have any ideas yet. It's hard as a YouTuber, you know this.
I know, but like, that could be dealt with when you get like 10 minutes to yourself.
It's a hard knock life for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, we could discuss it on the podcast quite clearly. I mean, do you want me to just release this tomorrow?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it.
I'm in a benevolent mood. I will allow this.
You will allow it. Okay, good. It's good to know I've been allowed. But yes, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll catch you next time on some more awesome content, because we have videos coming out every Wednesday and Saturday, but not always do I post my videos on a Wednesday when I don't have time to film anything. So
yes, take it easy, guys.
Catch you later. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.
There we go.
See you later, guys. Bye.